Give me action. Of all the things that really influenced me, there's five I'm picking. So the first one would be Tony Richardson's movie, Mademoiselle. That was, I think, pretty much a failure when it came out and still thought of by most as a failure. I think it's a great movie. First of all, it's written by Genet and Marguerite Duras together, two of my favorite French people ever. It's an S&M drama starring Jeanne Moreau, one of my favorite actresses in France, and she plays a wicked school teacher who tortures the whole village till she gets what she wants. She poisons animals. She falls in love with this woodsman and licks his boots and poisons people. It's really evil and really crazy.
Vous avez peur. Vous avez tort. Il est gentil. Touché.
So I think it's a movie people have forgotten. It's in black and white too. It's very anti-commercial, but that you should definitely see it to see these three together like a holy trinity. Jeanne Moreau, Jean Genet, and Marguerite Duras. My God, I wish they had been in the same room together. Number two would be Therese. I love it because it's insane Catholic behavior, and I've always been intrigued by that. I mean, think about it. In Multiple Meanings, I had a rosary job that was probably the most perverse religious, sacrilegious scene ever filmed. I can even say that myself. I dare you to top it. But this movie is a very serious, minimalist movie about a nun that falls in love with Jesus, basically. And one of the other nuns says, it's unfortunate that you fell in love with a man that's been dead for 2,000 years. It's about her anorexia and her insane body defilement that she does for Jesus, which is so sick and so beautifully. It's really a movie that makes you feel original sin and Catholic guilt and all the craziness that came from Catholicism that I rebelled against my whole life. Here's the perfect example of why they're nuts. Artwork is also incredibly important to me, things that I saw when I was very young. And the first of them was Duchamp's The Nude Descending a Staircase. I saw a picture of it in Life magazine when I was in grade school. And so I was obsessed by it, and I pretended I was the nude descending a staircase. Every morning when I'd come down the steps, I'd go like this, and my father would look at me and think, what's the matter with you, boy? I think, nothing, you fool, haven't you heard of Duchamp? So I just pretended. I didn't tell one other person. It was my secret. But I was the nude descending a staircase every morning for about 6 months. And it gave me great childhood happiness. The second art piece, and the fourth piece I'm choosing, is by artist Oldenburg, who did a lot of soft sculpture. He's most famous for giant monuments of a pencil and a clothespin. One of his first things he did in 1962 that was really radical was called The Store. And it was in the Lower East Side of New York. And it was a real store in a storefront, but it was just baggy things like old dresses and fake food and things that looked very much like Oldenburg artwork, but it was, you could buy it like in a real store, which was a radical presentation for contemporary art and led to my collection of fake food, which I still collect. Number five was the Warhol tuna fish disaster paintings. Now, he did a lot of disaster paintings, the electric chair, the car accidents, the plane crashes. But this was in 1962, so it was a new bad taste to me. It was something different. The soup cans, I got it, but the tuna fish disasters were real people that died from eating contaminated fish. These two poor women that were now worth millions of dollars. What do their families think? Did they have a copy of it hanging in their living room when their poor grandmother died from tuna fish poisoning? It put it into a whole new level of bad taste because this was someone's personal tragedy that was now hanging for your enjoyment and has gone on to now be worth a fortune. So I always just wondered, did their family ever see them and what they thought?